The next task is to remove the square brackets, which is at the end of our blog post. I'm going to remove the brackets and then just leave the 3 dots just afterwards. This is completely optional, but I prefer the way this looks. These are automatically added in place when using the excerpt function to display the shortened version. It also gives us a chance to look at how we can use a filter hook too. If you don't know what a hook is, hook allows us to hook into the rest of WordPress, allowing us to provide an action or a filter. In the case of this video, I'll be using a filter hook called excerpt more. To find out more about these hooks and any other WordPress functions, we can go to developer.wordpress.org/reference. This page does change over time, so don't be too surprised if this looks a little different. We see here we can browse through the available functions, hooks, classes, and methods which WordPress provides. If we click on the hooks link, we are taken to all of the available hooks which we have access to. There is a lot of these available, so I'm going to click on this magnifying glass and do a search for excerpt more. And we see this popping up. So I'm going to search for this. And then we have the code reference for the excerpt more filter hook. And we can see this is a filter, which is going to filter the string in the more link displayed after a trimmed excerpt. So this is perfect for what we need. Let's go up to the functions.php and up to the top. Inside here, we've already used some action hooks earlier. We've already used the after setup theme, which is this one just here, where we ran our tranquil WP setup just after this hook had run. We've also used WP in Q scripts, which we ran our own tranquil script just afterwards. I'm going to add our own filter just after this line, but still within the PHP. I'm going to create a PHP function, and we can call this anything of your choosing. I'm going to call mine new excerpt text, separated by the underscores. Open up the curly braces. All of this function needs to do is to return a string with what we want to display in place of the square brackets. We can use the return statement to return a string, and in place I'm just going to add the 3 dots with a semicolon at the end, and this string can be any text which you prefer. We can see we've got an error just here, so I think we need to add a semicolon at the end, and that will fix this. And then after our function, we can add in our filter with add underscore filter. This takes in 2 arguments. The first one is the filter name, which is excerpt more, which we just looked at in the documentation. Separated by a comma, the second argument is the name we gave to our function just above. So this is new, and add this as a string. New excerpt, and then text, semicolon at the end, and then over to our theme in the browser. Hit reload. And now there's just 3 dots at the end without the square brackets. So I think this gives a much cleaner look to our blog, but the key takeaway for this is to remember that each time we want to do something in WordPress, there is often a hook available for us to use. And it just takes a search of the documentation to find them. Also remember to never be tempted to change the WordPress core files directly, but using these hooks in our custom themes or our plugins is perfectly fine.